to go, Erins. Pop recording.
Okay. This is my character arc, Road to Redemption, with Helen, the little girl, and Heather, the 100 go-girls. You've got that.
How did you make that?
With animation.
Do you have the microphone?
I don't see the microphone.
You might need the microphone so you can start talking about this again. Go ahead.
This is my character arc, Helen and Heather, Road to Redemption. That's Heather. And when we are introduced to Heather, she is a mean little girl. When we learn about H.E.H., all we know is she died when she was 7.
Okay, why are these arcs shaped like this?
Because as the story progresses, they keep on going meaner and meaner until they've reached the worst of their personality. And as the story continues, they start to go up. And then with Heather, she starts to go a bit down again, but then goes up.
Okay, so start clicking and explain what you need.
Okay.
Everyone in the room can be really quiet. Shh.
That's people outside.
Okay, so how did you make her do that?
I used an animation and its translations, and it's where you do an arrow and it will go down and then stop. As the story progresses, Heather blames Molly, her older sister, for leaving her in the graveyard.
Teachers, our extra yearbooks came in, so if there are students who are looking to buy a yearbook still, we have 15 extras on a first-come, first-served basis, and they must have exact change, $13. Thank you.
Helen begins to be represented as a threat when we realize that she is a ghost.
So as they move down, that represents the bad things that
they're doing. And when they move up, that represents the good things they're doing.
Okay. What was the worst thing that Heather did?
The worst thing Heather does is that she tells Helen to destroy Molly, her brother, and Jean's things. Heather lies about more and more things. That's kind of going up because it's not as bad. Is that she tries to drown Heather in the pond so she can be her friend forever.
Okay, keep going. What happens to make us, the reader, stop hating those two characters?
It'll tell you in just a minute. The reader starts to feel sad when they realize that with a little coaxing, Heather is okay with drowning.
So you think that you start to feel sympathy for that character when they get their lowest point?
Yeah, because in the pond when Molly saved her, she said that she would like to go with Heather, and then she doesn't know why, and she'll find out soon.
Why would you start feeling sorry for a ghost that almost killed somebody?
Molly found out Alice has been alone for 100 years because she keeps on drowning and drowning people, but she never has any friends. And you can imagine, if you're all alone and you have nobody, it can be a little scary, even for a girl who has powers, kind of. Hypnosis. Molly now understands that Heather accidentally caused the fire that killed her mother when she was 3.
And that's why she's been a brat for years?
Yeah, she thinks that Dave won't like her, and she also thinks that Molly and her mom and her brother will hate her. She also doesn't want to show any sympathy for it because they might ask questions, so she'd be mean about it. Molly now understands that Helen accidentally caused the fire, and because they both did something, that's kind of why Heather felt okay with drowning. It was because they both had something in common, and she knew that even though that she did something terrible, like killing someone, she also did something equally as terrible. So she can't really. So they can, because so they have a lot in common of what happened about this. And so no matter what those two both did, they know. You see, Helen thinks that she's hit jackpot because they both did something, and because of that they can share something that they haven't shared with anybody else. And Heather feels the same way because, and she thinks that she kind of owes her life because of what she did to her mom. After Molly told her, Heather now must tell Dave that it was really her fault that her mother and his wife died, or they can never really be a truthful, honest family. Helen asks her mom to forgive her, and she does because they don't know where the mom's buried, so they don't know where her soul is. But when Heather locks them up in a place, which isn't as bad as killing, but it's still pretty bad because she's upset. So she figures if she can't have a friend by drowning her, she'll have a friend by locking her in the cellar and waiting till she dies. And in the cellar, that was actually where the parents were, but she couldn't find the spirits anywhere else. And so when she finally found someone, she asked her to forgive her for the fire and her dad as well.
What does it mean to be redeemed?
It means that, like, let's say that someone was mean to you and never did anything to help you. Then let's say that maybe they stood up for you for something. That means that they're being nice to you and kind of redeeming themselves for what they've done. It's like making up something. What the?
You might know it too fast. It's okay.
Oh. Well, it said Heather, Molly, and Dave are now a family, and they don't have to be in fear of Heather and Helen, and they can all be a happy family. What
that
the?
was just
Out of place. Helen and her family are now happy, and they can rest in peace for once.
Nice job.
Okay, we're done here.